Heyo. Um, this is a video not to take too seriously. You know, people love to make fallacies. They'll like find an exception for a generalization. Kind of like my poo analogy. Like you say, well, poo stinks. And someone's like, well, that's a dinosaur turd and it doesn't stink. Well, when you use an exception to try to disprove an accurate generalization, it's kind of like saying it's accurate to say, like, all hookers are sleazy, right? Well, I'm sure there's some exceptions, but it is generally true. Um, so, it's kind of like if you were to wander into a shop where dirty stuff is sold. It's like, there might be a normal person in here, but they're kind of all like skeevy pervs, Not that I go to places like that. So I'm gonna make a generalization that I found to be generally accurate, and obviously exceptions do exist. Those are brass sniffers and button sniffers. Okay, we all know who the button sniffers are. One person calls them hobbyist photographers, and it's pretty accurate. They're people that like to, they'll whip out their ruler, which I don't happen to have here with me, and they'll examine it, and it's gonna make a big logo in the DX score of 12.0 this and it's got a button that does this when you do, and you're able to program this, and oh god, shut the hell up. Typically, they're Sony fanboys. They are. If you go to like a Fuji board, they're just like normal guys, talking, and girls, whatever. You're sexist. There's Fuji girl shooters too. Okay. You go to a Fuji board, there's like normal people talking. You go to a Sony board and you listen to what some of these people are saying. I mean, they are radical hotheads. They're kind of like these teeny boppers that are, complaining. That's not saying there aren't normal Sony shooters, so get the cracker out of your butt and stop complaining, okay? But, generally they're button sniffing hobbyists. It's like, it's not a Sony, how dare you insult a Sony? I just got done making a video insulting Nikon for their stupidity on the D750 screw up. Nikon screws up, I'll point it out. And, I've got no supreme brand loyalty to Nikon. My Nikon stuff ain't going nowhere because it's awesome. But someone screws up. It's like you screwed up. But those are the button sniffers. That's what I call them. Some people call them hobbyists. Other people call them Sony fanboys. And there's some good Sony folks. Well, not many really that I talk with, and they're fine. But man, these Sony guys are just awful. No, even worse than them. There's the button sniffers, and here's the brass sniffers. The brass sniffers are the worst. By brass, I mean Leica. Contacts, Leica. These people, I've had so many horror stories. I used to sell Leica stuff to people at Beach Photo and Video. I know what these people are like. And, Leica is doomed, ultimately. I mean, they're doomed. The only way they could survive is the same way Zeiss is surviving. Zeiss is only surviving because not many, even their lenses are excellent. They can't survive selling those expensive lenses to a handful of people. They diversified by putting their name on a lot of Sony stuff. Sony has infused them with countless, God knows how many millions of dollars. And they are sitting hot and heavy in Sony's money, but they can never survive on their own. These Leica, these brass thinkers of Leica, generally, old Leica cameras are brass. Call them brass sniffers. They sit there and they treat their lenses like museum pieces. They're like people that collect wine, but they never drink. I know one guy that collects wine, at least they used to. He doesn't even drink wine. He just collects rare wines, and he likes to go in his basement where it's temperature cooled and look at the wine and look at the labels and talk about it and blog about it and talk and blog and blog and talk and talk and blog. And oh, this line is so awesome, and so rates it. Shut the hell up. These people, they put their Leica inside like a glass case, and once a week they'll sit in there and they'll like brush the dust off of it, and they'll look at it, and they'll watch the TV and gently hold it, and they don't go out and shoot it. Or they might have one beat up one that they might shoot on an occasion. These are the people too that, like, if you can go outside and like take a picture with your eyes closed, and it's just totally out of focus, and you say, but it was an artist. It was an artistic shot, and it was shot with a Leica M9. It's like, oh, it was shot with a Leica. That means it's a good shot. Yeah, I was like, no, it's blurry and out of focus. No, but he's an artiste. Look at how he dresses, and he's got, that was shot with a Leica. Yeah, no, no, no. See, that's an artistic picture because a Leica took it. Like, are you kidding me? Shut the hell up. Brass sniffers, button sniffers. I'm not a big fan of them. There are exceptions to each one of those categories, but a generalization is still a truism. This is undeniable. Yeah, well, I guess everything has its own form of weirdos, right? I might look like a weirdo, but I'm not that weird. No. I got a lot of lenses, but I actually do take them out of the house and I use them, so I don't collect lenses and I don't sit there and dust them and, reference them and anyway, I thought that was actually meant to be humorous, but in that humor is a lot of honesty and accuracy about button sniffers and brass sniffers. Thanks for watching. Bye.